Alright, gonna run the material from Naches River. It's a couple days after our trip. We've been home for a day or two, I don't know, not long enough for me to remember. So we're moving a little bit slow. Yeah, that's a little bit too much jet dry, which I don't mind. That'll settle down in a minute, especially when I get some dirt in there. And there's the material that I'll run. I'm calling that 3 and maybe a quarter gallons. I'll call it 3. That way no one can say I overestimated. And when she's all done, I'll clean her out. I'm not going to set up a tripod because I don't actually own anything like that. Video what I run, but I will do what I can to splice videos together, and we'll see what the outcome is here. Alright, this is what we got here. It's classified material. Let's try, by golly, I'd have to walk over and look to remember what classification. I was aiming for appropriate for the gold cube, so whatever that number is, I don't remember. It's not the smallest one. My smallest classifier is in the tub right now, being used as a screen for the gosh darn pump. But yeah, I can't use this here thing. Well, I can at the campsite. I can't use my gold cube on the river. I have to take it above the high water line or back to camp. And moving buckets sucks. I don't mind classifying material into a bucket like that, and then doing this. That's okay. But having to carry that bucket, carrying that bucket sucks. Dang, it's heavy. But so what I've basically had to do, as far as my philosophy goes, toward gathering material to prospect or to mine in the state of Washington is, this is concentrates. This isn't classified material. I treat this as concentrates. I have concentrated this down to what I believe is something that has gold in it, and now we're doing finishing. That's the way I've had to kind of treat it. And in my head anyway, I haven't done a lot of prospecting overall, and not so much over the last, only one real trip last year, and it was cut short due to some equipment failure. I did find gold, but not a heck of a lot. There's videos of that. Anyway, I'm going to run this all through, and when I'm done, I'll maybe take another video, maybe not. Alright, we ran almost everything. I decided I'm going to take what's in the bottom of this bucket here and put it in a pan. Take my time and pan that out. Letting the gold cube just run for a few minutes. I tend to run maybe a little fast. I think the cube can handle it, but well, we'll see what's next. So, in an effort to combat contamination when trying to, scout a new area, as I'm very often dealing with very small quantities of gold in very small pieces of gold, every time I take the old gold cube apart there, it's this treatment. So I've got soapy water in that there brush. I do my best to submerge each layer of that gold cube in that soapy water. Now my concentrates will end up in the bottom of this here tub, and I can, rinse them out into a pan, and that'll give me an opportunity to clean up the tub and reset things so that I can pan into the tub. I'll move my tailings to my tailings bucket, and then we'll take a look at the concentrates that end up in here, and see what we've got. Yeah, once I've got that there tub cleaned out and set up, my back isn't good, so I use that there gold cube stand as a stand for that tub, so I can sit in front of it and pan with all my hands and my back and my everything. I can't kneel. That's just out of the question. So yeah, we'll do all that there work. Maybe I'll no, probably won't be able to do that. Nope. But yeah, we'll clean this. I'll clean this here out into that and do my best to scrub everything out like I did the last time I used it to make sure there's no contamination next time. And that's where we're at. So what we have there is the concentrates after going through the gold cube, which has been scrubbed and sprayed heartily with a hose. That's what came out of it. This is what's left in our bucket of just classified material. This is the stuff that was at the bottom. I decided to not run through the gold cube and just kind of go ahead and pan it. And so that's what I'm doing next. I've got everything set up, tubs moved. You know, I have two of these tubs, and usually that's how I do it. It's a little bit easier with two, but that one very recently has been a raccoon tub, a raccoon pool, I should say. And I'm going to want to clean it out somewhat thoroughly before I use it again. We'll pause here to say hi to Steve the Fig. Just keeps growing more figs. And then over here, Steve the raspberries. This year's raspberries are going, and all these nice new shoots will be for next year. And that's Steve the rose. And over here is Steve the other rose. Yeah, there we go. And some Washington poppies. We got enough Californians around here, so I refuse to call them what they actually are. All right, I will finish my break, probably eat a little bit, let that water warm up a little bit, and come out and pan that bucket, pan those cons, see what we got. Well, it's very likely to be difficult to see. I'll see if we can line up what I can see with what's in the camera. Let's keep going. I think you might be able to see some gold there. Oh, it's blurry. Light's funny. But we did, in fact, find some gold on the Naches. Now this is incredibly small, an incredibly tiny amount. It's also from the bottom of the bucket, so I still haven't cleaned up what was in the gold cube, and that's what comes next. Meanwhile, it's such a tiny amount, but I have to at least try and get it out of there. So I'm gonna have to go find my snuffer bottle and see if I can get it. But yeah, she's pretty small. Let's see what's in the gold cube. Well, after many minutes of hard panning, I did find there was gold in the material that I put through the gold cube, and we captured it. But again, by golly, I certainly didn't have my best day. That we found gold, I'm not even sure you can see it. Yeah, there we go. It's blurry, but you can see that it's there. Still no new biggest piece record, still no new biggest pan record, but by golly, we did find gold. There it is. Somewhere, yeah. If I didn't, yeah. It's not even enough that if I whisk it up with the snuffer bottle, I doubt very much I'm going to be able to, like, get it out of the snuffer bottle and make it, get it into another container. So I'll suck it up and I'll just leave it in that snuffer bottle, and maybe some other time we'll get it. But yeah, that's the result of my 3-ish gallons. Well, that's it then. We're done for the day. I'm done. There's no way it's just me. Got a bunch of stuff to clean up. That'll take me a little while yet, and put the gold cube away. Nothing but a few flecks, no new records. We'll have to try the Bluet the Bluet claims from that the prospecting club owns or has access to, and whichever it is, and see if we can get some new records, get a new biggest piece, new best pan, stuff like that. I feel pretty good that I find gold everywhere I look. I just need to find some place where there's a little bit bigger, a little bit more. And there's no question I could look harder, do more, all that. There's always harder work. There are better places I could have looked while we were out. But this was really easy compared to some of those places. So we'll keep looking for that easy, and that some of those Blewett Pass claims are far enough out that maybe there's just fewer distractions, fewer people, less noise. Maybe I can get some sleep while I'm there. All right. I'll quit my complaining, and I hope y'all are good. Go out and find some gold. Go out and find some adventure. Be happy.